he caught everything. He was never caught alone. He was never turned over. He did some counter-attacking. When he kicked well. So, it was close. We were fortunate with a little Steph Evans charge down right at the end. But you make your own luck by charging that thing down, working hard, and having a player in support. So it was very nice to have at least one, or two of the South African teams winning, because I don't know about the other teams. The Italians apparently are very good at rugby now, Chris.
I haven't put that on my list either, so we'll leave that maybe for later. We'll see. But it was like you said, Dan. I mean, look, the Lions. We know we have a little back and forth and banter, but the Lions are a great team to watch, and they have got a spirit there. If that was the Sharks, I don't know. I don't think you would have backed the Sharks to come back and have won that game, but the Lions gave it everything, and Humber at 10. I know I've also joked that slightly. He's a little guy, but he's got a massive heart, and I actually do enjoy him. I enjoy that Lions team, and I was rooting for them to win. So it was good to see from them, right? Hey, Daniel.
Yeah, it feels like there's a bit of fire in them now, which is good, because I think that's what Lions used to provide. They always had heart, and they were exciting to watch, and kind of couldn't really write them off on any day. Obviously gone through a bit of a slump, and I think there's like kind of stardom that's scattered around that team, right? And I feel like there are glimpses of it that you're seeing, and it's just about putting it together, because I think if they can keep fit with the right players on the park, they can be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, Henko from Drake gets a lot of...
I wanted to bring him up. You brought him up. I love him. Yeah.
What a guy. Just when he touches the ball, it's like one of those, you just can't wait for him to see it. But I'm promising, I mean, to get any South African team getting a win away, and as we've seen this last weekend, doesn't matter who the opposition is a good result. So fair play to them for being a part of that group.
Yeah, and actually, now while we stay on the Lions, I bring it back to you. I've always said, like, I love the way the Lions play. They play a brand of rugby that will win their matches, but there's still maybe 2 or 3 really quality players short for me of maybe going all the way. You agree with that, Rion? And can the Lions, is it still just going to be bringing through the youngsters and trying to keep them, or being closer maybe to the union? Obviously I am. Do you think? Acquisitions aren't the strategy, right?
Yeah, no, I think they really are a team we keep the cost of salaries as low as we can and try and build a team, just try and keep a group of players together. Our main thing has always been in recent years is not the front row. The front row has always been good, except at hooker. Since Marks has left, we've really struggled at hooker. I'm sure you've seen the stats as well. Our best hooker is like one of the worst line-out throwers in the competition, PJ Botha. He can carry well. He's a good defender, but if you try and get him to throw anywhere except the front jumper, he's almost at a 30% throwing rate. So our line-outs are a big issue. Yeah, you're not going to launch a lot of attacks with that. And then I've always felt
territory with that type. You're not going to be. It just means you can't go for territory.
Yeah, if you kick it out, you have a 50% chance of not getting your ball back, which was what was happening on Saturday night. We lost so many lineouts again because we couldn't just hit our jumpers. And then our defense it's changing. It seems like on the weekend we were hitting hard and we were double tackling, but last year we were the team that gave up the most meters post contact. Like if we were in defense and a team hit our defenders, we were giving up meters more than any other team in the competition. And you're just not going to, if that's the momentum thing in rugby. If you don't stop someone on the gain line, you're going to struggle every day. So those for me are the 2 big things. We need to sort out our line out throws, and we need to stop teams on the gain line. And that's the gain line stopping was what we were doing against the Scarlets, but we just couldn't capitalize on our lineouts. So for me, those are the 2 main things. The players are there. You've seen them. Ruan Venter, he looks great. Willem Albert.
I love Ruan Venter. Also, as a friend, we saw he's the standout. Him and for me and Henko.
Kabakanye, the massive prop. He goes for ages.
He's some athlete. That guy.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll become a Bok?
10 kilos less of him would, I think.
Yeah, I think he does need to work. He does need. I mean, he can also eat his cakes with ox, but he does. I think he does need to get a little bit more athletic there. But he's a great character. Great, I like a guy you want to have on the field, right? And just a quick one, Rian. I'm a big Morne van den Berg fan. So what happens is Nohamba going to be the answer at 10? Does that how do you see it? Do you think he'll go back to 9? What do you feel will happen there?
The Lions have been playing a 6-2 split, so I think they've been using Nohamba's versatility so that they can only have 2 guys on the bench. So Jordan Hendricks has been riding the pine. I think he plays maybe as a fullback 10 as well. So
I was convinced he went to the Sharks, or did I misread something?
No, I thought so as well, but that never happened.
I swear I saw that somewhere that he went to the Sharks, and then we're talking. Yeah, okay, so it didn't happen, right?
It was talking.
Yeah,
there was rumors, but he's still there. So I hope that's not a sign that he's maybe not staying for past this season. But I think maybe on the away tour they decided, okay, let's keep him from starting too much. The Lions didn't start the season well, so they were probably like, no, we need a change. Keep him on the bench. We'll bring him on late in the game, and they're running a 6-2 bench. So Nohamba being versatile, he can go to 9, and Jordan can come on, or Nohamba can go off and Van den Berg can stay on. And I think they want Van den Berg there just to keep the game fast. He's a bit quicker to the right.
He's got a wicked pass. I love his pass.
Yeah.
He can also be erratic. I mean, I've seen him do, but I really enjoy him at 9. But no, so good.
Yeah. So I think it's mostly to accommodate the 6-2 bench that they have those 2 guys on the field. Yeah, so that we can bring, because we have our bench this weekend looked very good. We had a good front row coming on. We had Venter coming on. We had Alberts coming on. JC Pretorius, the X7s guy, he's being used now as well. So I think that's what they've been doing. They've been using the pack more. We just need to learn to tackle and stop guys on the gain line.
Yeah. Also say welcome to everyone on the chat. Unfortunately, guys, my equipment today is not allowing me to see the comments or anything at the moment. But yeah, guys, if you're there, welcome. Obviously, you're part of the show as well. Give us your comments. Give us your thoughts on your teams, how you feel they're going, or any topics you feel you want us to discuss, and I'm sure we'll get on it. So obviously, welcome to everybody. Let's move on swiftly on to the Sharks. Scotty, what's going on there, son?
Right, hello everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports for match 2 of the day. Munster versus Stormers, the big game of the weekend. The current defending champions versus the former champions. A repeat of the 2023 URC Grand Final. And very interesting to see how this goes over in Ireland. And welcome to the stream, everybody. I've seen a couple of comments already going, so I want you guys to start checking in. I want you guys to let me know where you're watching from, who you're supporting, and how you think this game is going to play out. And let's start getting the chat going as well. And we've just seen the Sharks buckle, is probably the best way of putting it. 5th game in a row that they have lost, an absolute disaster class happening down in Durban at the moment. Very, very worrying signs for John Plumtree and his coaching staff, because they've just not pitched up this season. And yes, they're losing to Connacht is nothing to be ashamed of, but it is a very changed Connacht side, and they've got to do better. To be honest, they've got to do better. Is I think the biggest problem. So yeah, I mean, I want to try and look at that. I don't want to lie to you. I think they made about 11 or so changes or whatever. 8 changes to last week's side that the Connacht made, and still managed to beat the Sharks. So that kind of shows you the issues that are currently happening over at the Sharks, who had, we counted 9 internationally capped players in the starting lineup and a further squad member on the bench. But anyway, we turn our focus now to Stormers versus Munster. I'm going to look at the 2 teams in just a bit, and I want you guys to go and vote on the poll to let us know who you guys think will win this game. Let's kick off just very, very shortly. And couple of changes for both sides. Interesting to see how this does go. I think that Stormers, this could be a step too far for them. I'll be very surprised if they get a result here. But yeah, in terms of the players we'll be looking for that result, let's have a look at who they are, shall we? And 2 games actually happening this time. I think the Dragons are playing as well. But let's start with the home side, shall we? Which is Munster. In the front row, Jamie Lyman, Scott Buckley, John Ryan will pack down. They'll be supported by the likes of Edwin Adogbo and Ty Byrne. Peter Marnie came back into the side, captaining as well. John Hodnett, Gavin Coombs completing a very formidable loose trio. No Munster Player of the Year, Jean Klein, just yet. We should expect to see in the next couple of weeks. Stephen Kitsov actually, for example, landed in Ulster today. So, yeah, we expect to see those Springbok players starting to spring up with the various sides in the next few weeks. In terms of the backline, Craig Casey will partner Jack Crowley in a very exciting halfback pairing. Shane McCarthy, Calvin Nash for 2 wings. In the centre, it will be Alex Ninkerville and Anton Frisch. Shane Daly at full back. Off the bench, it'll be Chris Moore, Josh Wycherley, Stephen Archer, Thomas O'Hearn, Jack O'Donoghue, Conor Murray, Rory Scannell, and Alex Kenderlin. For the Stormers, it is Tisa Tole, Joseph Weber, and Nietling for sure in the front row. Ruben van Heerden, Gary Porter, the men in the second row. Vinnie Engelbrecht, Ben Jason Dixon, Evan Lewis complete that pack. The backline pairing will be, or the halfback pairing will be Paul DeVet and Jean-Luc Duplessis. Leon Zas playing his 50th game for the Stormers. And he'll be joined another wing by Ben Loader, Warwick Lunch completing that back 3. And in the centre, it will be Sasha Feinberg, Zulu, and Ruan Now. Off the bench, Andre Hugo Fenter, Alistair Vermark, Brock Harris, RJ Smith, Kaketsu Marabe, Hershey Yankees, Clayton Blomikeys, and Angelo Davies. Munster coming out with that gold collar of theirs. Very interesting look for the new season as Peter O'Mahony leads his side out. Last opportunities really now to get your score predictions in. Who do you think is taking this game? We've got a poll running. It's approaching 100 votes. So far, people are backing Stormers to get what I would call an upset. We'll have to wait and see. Justin said, let's hope Jean-Luc Duplessis and Galant don't play tennis today. Liam McDonald reckons Stormers win today. Zombie Viking Gaming actually mentioning how tight the poll is. Very interesting that. And Liam McDonald said, betting-wise, Munster the big favourites, very much. So Stormers 3-1 mentioning that. In terms of your BOYLESPORTS bets, let me go check exactly what BOYLESPORTS reckons on the betting lines here. We do have kick off though. Go down the left-hand side. Do Munster. Early touch for, I think it's Leon Zas. And Evan Ruiz for his first carry. It's a solid carry from him as well. So in terms of the money line here, in fact, we're going to have to go back to our live betting over here. Right, so at the moment, the live odds on this game are just yet to appear here. There it is, 1.2. So 5.5 are the odds here for Stormers to win this game. If you were to bet right now on BOYLESPORTS, our official betting partners, link in the description if you would like to do that. Early line-out here for Stormers with the winner, more. Just controlling things at the back there. Paul DeVet now looking to use it. And Munster defense up very, very quickly. Ball available for Paul DeVet. He's going to go to the boot himself. And a knock on there from the Munster will just set the first scrum of the day. Right, Sam saying, I hope you for Stormers win. As far as I can remember, Stormers haven't beaten Munster. Always a first time. Well, this is the thing. Batch says Johnny is playing on his name and his ability. I don't know. I quite like him, actually. I think he's got quite a lot of potential there, to be fair to him. Right, big scrum here for the Stormers. Let's see what they can do. Deep kick there. And Leon Zas is there. Ball pops up though towards Shane Daly. Good take. With good pressure being exuded there from Stormers. Big counter ruck coming as well. And they've turned over possession. Really nice start this year from Stormers. Paul de Wet goes to Fabian Gomezulu's at first receiver, goes to Warwick Lant. Warwick Lant puts in that cross kick towards Ben Lowe. It's a pretty deep cross kick though. Now counter-attacks will come in from Munster, but it'll be out in the full from Jack Crowley. Galant, well, he's a bit of a maverick, isn't he? And sometimes you get the best, sometimes you get the worst of him. Last weekend we saw, unfortunately, a bit of the worst. People will be hoping that today they'll be seeing the best. Just goes to the back of the line. It has been stolen by Ty Byrne. So turnover ball here from Munster. And Stormers are way back inside their own 22. Ben Loader goes back and gives it into Warwick Lant. Warwick Lant's going to ship to his right boot. It's going to stay in field though. There's a Stormers player that's down as well. I think that is Gary Porter. It could be Ruben van Engelbrecht. Good tackle there. We're very far away, so not entirely sure by who. Now Craig Casey goes to the boot, lifts it high in the air. Warwick Lant underneath it. Takes it well. Goes inside to Jolly Duplessis, goes to Evan Ruiz. Evan Ruiz. Solid carry from him. Now Duplessis goes up to the air once again. And it's come off the Munster players back towards Stormers. Bit of space in behind. And Warwick Lant sees that space down that left-hand side. And Jack Crowley goes back. He will return the favour, keeping it nice and low. It's a bit of a ping-pong battle here at the moment. Now Johnny Duplessis, what's he going to do? He goes to the left boot. Down the middle of the park. Shane Daly looking for a bit of space. Shane Daly getting around. Eventually brought down Paul de Wet and the captain there in Bashir. Penalty advantage here for Munster. Long pass out wide there though. Solid tackle there coming from Joseph Drever. No advantage. Go back for the penalty. Right, Crowley's going to go for the corner here. Try and progress them further up the park. Looking for a touch finder. It's inside the 22. That's a brilliant kick from Jack Crowley. I'm very, very keen to see how he goes this season. I'm not saying he's bad. He just doesn't fit the system. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? You know, the concept of a system and players who sort of work in them and players who don't work in them. It's an earlier placement here, by the way. It was Gary Porter who was down earlier, and he leaves the field and will be replaced by RJ Smith. So that's not the change that the Stormers would have liked to have made. The young lock going off. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think John Duplessis is not naturally, the same type of flower that, for example, Marty Liebach is. For me, is very different. I don't think Sasha Fabian Gomezulu is the same type of player either, to be fair. That's really good ball defense, though. Evan Ruiz working harder than the counter-ruck. The ball pops out, and Steve Torley jumps on it, and it'll be turnover ball for Stormers. That's very, very good defense. Now they go to Billy Engelbrecht. Paul de Wet goes high in the air, not looking for touch here. Ben Loader's after it. It comes forward off Munster and falls back to RJ Smith. Moving for the head, not really too many options, goes himself. Paul de Wet starts to go on the right-hand side. Players weren't really expecting that. Moving for the head now comes in. Not too much structure at the moment to the Stormers' attack, so I think Paul de Wet's going to go to the boot here, try and get them back on the front foot. They've competed really well under the high ball. Ben Loader's after it again, and once again that ball's bounced and gone forward from Munster, and it will be a Stormers Scrum. Crowley this time knocking it forward. Right, that's an interesting tactical Stormers have gone to pretty quickly, and that's to lift the ball high in the air. And so far, Munster not really managing, to be honest. A couple of knock-ons from Shane McCarthy, a knock-on there from Jack Crowley. And she goes straight through the breadbasket there, and he's hammered by Neatly Bashir as well, just to rub salt into the wounds there. So it'll be a scrum on the halfway line. Very keen to see how these go, because I think that Steve Satori is a very underrated scrummager, and I think he can very much step into that Stephen Kitsoff role, to be honest. I think that he could be the #1 choice. They do have Lizo Goboka, former Bok, but I think Steve Satori is very, very underrated. We're going to close the poll, by the way, at 10-minute marks. You've got 1 minute, just over a minute left to vote and see who you think is going to win. Scoreless at the moment. Evan Lewis decides to break down the right-hand side. Then decides to straighten. That's a very good work by Evan Lewis. Ball back inside to Paul DeVet as well. Pops it up. Billy Engelbrecht loses it forward. Very, very poor from Billy Engelbrecht. After a brilliant run from Evan Lewis. Good work as well with Paul DeVet. A turnover ball. Munster have possession inside their own half as John Ryan carries it up. Now Craig Casey's going to bring the ball back, and he's going to go to the boots. And he lifts in the air, right. A bit too far there. So Gelant has a bit of a free catch and does well to rattle away from a couple of defenders, actually, before he presents to Paul DeVet. Paul DeVet goes to Steve Satole. He's pretty much cut in half by the Munster defence. Now Joey Duplessis, chip over the top. Shashapembe Gomezulu's after this. Good work as Shane Denny gets away from, but that's could you have to go forward. Now almost a bit of space here for Nash. Really good defence there from the Stormers, though. Ruan now decide to take this quickly, though. Those are to Warwick Gelant. Warwick Gelant hands away Jack Crowley, then loses his footing at Warwick Gelant, and I'm not sure that Stormers have done the right thing here when Ruan now threw that back in. Enough support have arrived, but it looks like Stormers really trying to keep the ball in play here. Trying to keep the clock running. So I don't know if they're backing themselves, winning a penalty now as well. Good work. But really trying to up the tempo, which is interesting to see. I wonder if they've sort of identified that if they can keep the tempo up, they can try and rattle Munster. So, Zombie Viking Gaming saying, I have a gut feeling Stormers will win. Derek Jackson says, Stormers bring in your bomb squad. Second half, please, guys. Well, they really had to bring on RJ Smith. So, yeah, I'm not entirely going to plan so far. Talib says, I just hope we win today. Matt says, the boys are playing to prove a point. High intensity. I think high intensity is the perfect way to describe this start so far, yeah, from the Stormers. Good line up there, popping up there for Evan Lewis back on the angle. Evan Lewis making a few yards. Good to see him back to his running best so far in this early in the stage of the game. Ruben van Heerden goes to Sash Famagomazulu, who's caught behind the gain line. I think Munster needs to be a little bit careful about that rush defense. So far they've gotten it right, but see situations like that. I'm not entirely sure John Hodnett is on side there. Paul DeVet goes to Netley Bashir, the captain. Good cleaning there. Tony Duplessis goes to the boot. Right. And it's gone loose once again. This time it falls back forward off a Stormers player. And lands back to John Ryan. So Munster ball here. Craig Casey sees a bit of space down the left-hand side. And Duplessis is going to go back with Warwick Gelant. Options there. Warwick Gelant, I think, will take the honours himself. Deep kick from Warwick Gelant. Looking for touch, though. Now, Daly, what's he looking for? Shifting towards the right-hand side. Trying to find space to straighten. Runs into Netley Bashir. Now, Jack Crowley goes to the boot. Sees a bit of space down that left-hand side. Leon Zas is very much badly positioned here. And he's saying he needed more support. He couldn't afford to drop in behind. But Jack Crowley, I think, might have been hit here after the kick. No, I think he's just a bit sore. That's a really good bounce for him as well. Funny, it's a good touch finder. Yeah, he's receiving a bit of treatment. I think we're going to see a replacement here for Jack Crowley. Natural replacement would be Rory Scannell. Yeah, it doesn't look happy at all. I think they're going to make the replacement here. So the 29-year-old. Now he's back to speech here. They've got a 6-2 split on the bench here, Munster. Alex Kendall's in the 23, but he's a flank. So it'll be a very big blow to Munster if we do have to see Rory Scannell come on for Jack Crowley. He's back on his feet, but it didn't look particularly happy. So I think he could be on the end of a couple of thumping blows if he's not too careful in the next few minutes. That's a messy lineup from the Stormers. They've lost it. Very good carry there from Gavin Coombs. There is Crowley. Good work there being done by Nankivell. Penalty advantage here for Munster as well. It could be the first points of the day. Actually, long pass out wide. Big tackle coming from Warwick Galant. No advantage. They'll go back for the penalty, which is bang in front of the pole. So expect them to take the points and say thank you very much. Let's get... and I think that'll be good, actually, because Munster haven't really settled into the game. So they can take the points here. And I think that'll be a nice net result for them. But Stormers lineup already proving to be a problem for them, which is worrying. Worrying signs. They're going to take the points here. So Jack Crowley will have his first attempt at goal. And from bang in front, it sails through the middle and Munster take an early lead. I think the Stormers will be too upset about that. I think frustrated because they've been all over Munster. So to go behind is frustrating. But it is only a penalty. Still, I think had the better start so far, Stormers. They look nice and they looked up to it so far. Very low kickoff there from Johnny Duplessis. Cheap as me. That is a huge kick. I think it was from Daly. And Warwick has done very well to keep that up because that would have been a 50-22 at the looks of it. That's going to bounce. Bounces favorably. Now Calvin Nash finding some space. Munster inside their own half. John Ryan once again carrying. He's done a lot of carrying so far as the Munster tight head. Now back to Crowley in the pocket. Crowley hams it down the left-hand side to Jean-Luc Duplessis. Duplessis lifts it in the air. And he's going to give a chase. And makes a good tackle as well. The ball just bobbles in front of Jack Crowley. He then picks it up and goes to the boot. Leland Zass. I think it's been loaded on the opposite side there. Course that was forward. Referee saying nothing. Warwick Galant seeing a bit of space on that right-hand side. Well taken though from Daly. He returns the favour. Back to Jean-Luc Duplessis. Back into inside to Warwick Galant. Right, options up for Warwick Galant. What does he want to do? He wants to run himself. He sees a bit of space. Pops it up towards Evan Lewis. Evan Lewis. Brought down by the halfway line. Paul de Beck, quick ball. Ben Jason Dixon now. And the ball comes down but backwards. And a solid carry there from Billy Engelbrecht. So Stormers with possession on the halfway line. Paul de Beck goes to Jean-Luc Duplessis. Neatly Bashir now behind the gain line though. So Stormers need to try and find a bit of... Oh, but it's been stolen in fact. And then really done well to force a knock on there as Paul de Vet on his opposite number. So a good steal for Munster, but then good awareness from Paul de Vet to force tackle and Craig Casey, force a knock on, and they'll have a scrum. Cornwall Farrell says, I think it'll be between Crawley and Ross Byrne to be the new Ireland #1 fly-off. Even as a Leicester fan, I feel Crawley will take over the #1 spot there. Derek says, please Stormers win this one for us. Right, scrum here, pretty solid work. Stormers looking for a second shove. Here comes the second shove. There comes the second shove. Looking for a penalty. They're motoring. They're on a run here. Evan Lewis eventually picks it up, despite finding about 10 meters. That looked like a bit of a high tackle coming from Jack Crowley. No penalty advantage though. Good take that from Ruben van Heerden. Very good first attacking scrum that from the Sharks. A bit of a ball comes loose from Jean-Luc du Plessis. Penalty offside. I said that their defensive line was very quick off the mark and said they needed to watch their timing. And do I lie, people? Do I lie? Penalty for offside. Right, we're going to end the poll there. Almost 150 votes. Didn't mean to end about 8 minutes ago. But there it is. So 61% people saying Stormers will win. Next poll is going to be... they're going to take the points here, Stormers. Sasha Fairman Gomazulu's going to kick... He's not missed a game. Not missed a game. No, he missed a kick so far this season. I'm going to ask, will Evan Roos play for Springboks next year? Now looking at a dangerous clear, eh? I don't think there's anything in that, to be fair. Right, simple question. Will Evan Roos play for Springboks next year? Yes or no? Let me know. Well, it's got the distance. But it's not down on the left-hand side from Sash Fan Gomezula. I think that is his first kick that he's missed this season. Yeah, so looking at a dangerous clean out, I don't think in the end it was anything too hectic. Looked a lot worse, I think, in the slow-mo from the one angle than it did in the other angle. Right, keeping it nice and low there. Trying to do Plessis. Lifts in the air. And that's got straight out in the full. I think that's a big mistake from Jean-Luc du Plessis. And yeah, a bit strange that Leon Zas let that bounce. Didn't try to play it. Even if he had knocked it out, it would have been a scrum by the 22. Instead, it's a line inside their own half. Big mistake that, though, from Jean-Luc du Plessis. Yeah, very wet conditions here. Lots of rain in and around. Ty Byrne goes very flat. Good read of defense there from Sash Famigomzulu. And we're now completing the tackle on Calvin Nash. Almost a forward pass there. John Hodnett. Munster going into Stormers territory. Finding a bit of space out wide. The ball gets left back behind. And it comes forward, I think, off a Munster player. And I think this would be out and should be a Stormers line-out. Which is not necessarily a good thing, because at the moment they can't win a line-out. It's a good tackle there from movement here. And I think he's been a really, really good signing for Stormers. That's a much better line. A bit of a... no, it's skew. Never mind. I'll take it all back. It's skew. Joe Sodreba, you're never going to play for the Springboks if you cannot throw a ball to line out. Right, line check for Munster. On the 10-meter line. They got Tyburn at the front. And pretty well defended so far. Liner does overcalls the referee. Ben Jason Dixon doing really well to go over the top in the middle. So it's through the middle. So this could be turnover ball. In fact, Evan Russ come away with it. That's brilliant work from the Stormers to turn that ball over. Duplessis goes to Sash Famagomazulu. He sees a bit of space himself. Ball comes loose and knocked on. Not sure it's the right decision from him. I think he probably should have just kicked that. Now it's a scrum for Munster, halfway between the 10 meter and the 22, and pretty much the middle of the park from a width perspective. It's a good tackle there from Craig Case, dislodging the ball from Sacha Famagomazulu. Justin overrated, Jared Cobble way better. Sam says time to give someone else a go at hooker with Stormers. Dweber isn't working. It's just the throwing, isn't it? That's. And I just think it's surely that's something that you can really work on the off season and fix and sort out, because his play around, his general play is very good, and he's a very physical player, which is why the Boks like him. His defensive work is really good. His ball carrying is good. He's just got to sort out. John Dobson, what are you wearing? Man's got some big lenses on tonight. Big scrum that coming from the Stormers, though. No penalty coming, just then the ball's coming loose. Then Jason Dixon running away with it. I'm not sure if it's a penalty for offside or what the sort is. It'll give me a reset, but another big scrum from Stormers, so they'll be enjoying that. Right, we need 4 subscribers to get to 66,650, which is just a nice round number. So if you are new to the channel, let us know. Go and jump in the chat and let us know where you're watching from, who do you support, and how you find the channel as well. That would be quite cool to know. And yeah, subscribe to the channel so we can get up to that mini marker. Good, much better scrum, and this time he's coming away free here as Anton. Sorry, in fact it's an Inkerville. Munster into the 22 here. Craig Casey goes to, that's Anton Frisch. Big hit coming on Scott Buckley there. And that's, for me, gone forward, not gone forward. Well, Glenn Day's come away with it. There's quick hands there from Anton Frisch. Almost looked forward. Back into 22 months to go. Ty Byrne this time. Ball back inside to a Dogbo. What a talent he is. Shane Daly now slightly isolated. Evan Lewis trying to get his hands on the ball. He's missed it though, says the referee. Craig Casey long. Oh, and it's been gone straight through the hands of Ty Byrne, but falls into the hands of of John Ryan. Crowley. Munster's lost a little bit of momentum here. Craig Casey trying to sort of up the ante a little bit. Crowley. Goes back to Calvin Nash. Calvin Nash has gone backwards to go forwards. Has he not lost that ball forward? No, manages to just push that back, and that's good take from a Dogbo. Good tackle from Evan Lewis. That's a great angle being run by Shane Daly. Ben Loader makes the tackle, but Munster on the front foot here. Craig Casey goes to Inca, and ball back to the top from Jack Crowley. John Hodnett comes back inside, looking for a bit of space. Craig Casey, inside ball to Peter Marnie. He's hammered in the tackle by Joseph Dweber, and he's lost the ball forward. That's a great tackle from Joseph Dweber, nearly Bashir. Forcing the knock on there from the Munster and potentially Ireland captain. I mean, if you're an Irish fan, who would you like to see as captain next year? He has been mentioned as an option. That's saying Hugo Fenter being wasted on the bench. Well, my controversial opinion is I don't think Hugo Fenter should be on the bench. Well, I don't know if he's fit, to be fair. I think JJ Kotze is a proper player. I think I would be investing in more in JJ Cots than I would to Andre Igofente, if I'm being brutally honest. I think he's a proper player. And if Storm's not going to recognise him, he's welcome to come up to up north to the Lions. Right, scrum here for the Stormers. They haven't got a scrum penalty yet, but they've dominated almost every single scrum in the game so far. So they'll be looking to try and do that again and once you get that first one, the next one, we've thought about it. I don't know if he wants to reset. If Famous Gomezulu just dabs the head for Ben Loader, and that's going to come off of Shane Daly out for a line out for the Stormers. Very good work of the scrums though here so far from the away side, putting Munster under a lot of pressure. Sam saying his general player is good, but he just hasn't come good with the throwing. And let's be fair, he's had the off-season to work on it. You just wonder what the issue is, because you feel like it's something that should be fixable. And he's been a hooker his entire career, so it's not like it's something he's new to doing. Ball pops it up back to Joe Straver. That's a much better line. He pops it up to Evan Ruiz, who's been driven back in the tackle. Ball comes back to Paul de Wet. Paul de Wet goes to the boot. Ben Loader after it. Sash Femi Gomezulu coming as well. Ball's been allowed to bounce once again. Really not dealt with it very well so far. And find a bit of space did Shane McCarthy. He's eventually brought down by Evan Ruiz. Nice tackle that. Driving Gavin Coombs back and Billy Engelbrecht's up to try and put in the counter right there. Jack Crowley looking to shape for the kick and then decides not. Jeremy Lauman also decided to hold on to the ball there. Jack Crowley seeing a bit of space on the left-hand side. That's rolling, but it's going to pop up here for Jean Duplessis, who will not find touch. Bit of space on the right-hand side. Gets up and makes half a tackle, which is then completed by Ruben van Heerden. I think it was Ruben now who managed to get his hands on the ball, was then told to leave it. Dogbo. Big tackle on him. Once again, Joseph Sturb again, nice and low. Crowley in the left, ball behind him. Munster backwards to the call though. Almost a bit of a... that's a great tackle from Ben Loader, putting Munster all the way back under pressure, yeah? Big counter-attack coming from the Stormers. And Billy Engelbrecht thought that ball was out. He was going charging in and was told no by the referee. Craig Casey goes to John Ryan. Tell you what, this ball and play time so far has been impressive. And Craig Casey's going to go to the boot here. Tester here for Warwick Galant. Another good take from him. He hands off there, and then he gets it to Leon Zaston into a half cap. Chip over the top. Has he got the pace? The ball's been left behind. Jack Crowley comes away with it. And he goes onto the boot, and there's nobody back, so that's going to... I tell you what. It's going to fall back inside. That was almost a 50-22 from his own 5-meter line. And Femi Gomezulu's got all the time in the world to go and find a clearance. Well, Leon Zas, that's a brilliant line he's driving. Good clearance that from Femi Gomezulu as well. And a different bounce to the ball, and somebody could have been in here. But what a line that has been run by Leon Zas. Then chip over the top. Good option as well. Had the pace. It just didn't quite manage to catch it properly with a second kick. Yeah, I see it's that kick, which then actually ends up going back as it falls to the hands of Jack Crowley. If you managed to grab it properly the second time, or at least kick on properly, I think he could have gone all the way. But an early warning sign from Leon Zas that you don't want to underestimate his pace. So Munster back inside their own half. Stormers are playing really well at the moment, just can't find that any points so far. Now going to the boot, just Craig Casey once again. This is a much better kick, and Leon Zas has actually dropped the ball forward as he's tried to pass it. That's really poor from him. I'll talk about going from hero to zero. So far, 73% win percentage from Munster. Been a very good half of rugby, though. Not much can separate the two teams so far with 7 minutes left in the first half. I think there's a knock on there from Stormers as they try to come through to make the tackle. John Hodnett coming over at the ball over the top towards Shane Daly. He chips it to the left-hand side. It's a great kick from him. Penalty advantage, though, it was. So they'll go back for the penalty. This could be 6-0. In fact, I'm very surprised it was not 6-0. Deliberate knock-on is the core. I think that's a bit harsh. I don't think he necessarily had a good chance of taking it, but I think he's going for the tackle. I think it's pretty accidental from where I know. But Crowder's going to have to go off here. He's once again not happy. Might actually have to have a look at the tackle here from Ruan now. The crowd's baying for blood as crowds tend to do. I don't think it's too bad. It might be a... Sort of seems to hit him over here on the sort of solar plexus, really. I think it would have been a penalty anyway. I don't think it's necessarily a yellow card, so... Jack Crowley, by the way, it's good to continue. He will have a shot at goal here to try and double the lead. No, they've changed their mind. They're going to go for the corner here. It's a pretty good kick from Jack Crowley. Munster will be 10 metres out now. Dante Walters says Sharks on an invitational side, no real rugby culture in Durban. Zombie Viking Gaming saying these games have been so tight today. Even last night they were pretty tight. I didn't watch the Bulls game, so I watched the Lions game, but that was never really out for him. Just they probably look good today for Les Tigers. Good to see. Well, that is good to hear. Ty Byrne goes up and comes down. Ben Jason Dixon aware that they were overcommitted on one side. This is going to be a try. This is a really good looking rolling more here from Munster. I'll be very surprised. Penalty advantage here. Craig Casey goes to John Ryan, who's been driven out. But a penalty there. Right, try. So be on the 5-metre line now, will Munster. And you start to feel all of a sudden it could be a matter of time before they get over this try line. Another advantage here from, I think it's Evan Lewis side entry there. Ball's broken apart. I don't think this ball's coming out. Another penalty, and this is going to be a conversation now. I don't think it'll be a yellow card just yet, but I think that there's going to be a talking to. Yeah, I think it's a final warning there to Nedley Bashir. One more infringement, and they will leave the man to the bin. So 4 minutes to go. Munster on the doorstep. Right, here we go. Scott Buckley goes to the back line. It's a good take from Peter O'Mahony. He doesn't manage to get down, so that'll surely be another penalty advantage. This surely be a yellow card. Yeah, here comes the yellow. I'm just going to put it up here. I'm not entirely sure who's going to get it. I think it could be Willie Engelbrecht. The Storms will be down to 14 now. No, it's 3. It's Nedley Bashir. It's the captain. Right. Is this Nedley Bashir? Yeah, I think he's on the wrong side. He's the reason he can't come down. And Billy Engelbrecht with a bit of a shove in Peter O'Mahony's face as he's going down. I think that was pretty intentional. Just reminding him who won the World Cup, I reckon. This will go straight back to Peter O'Mahony. Take it all back, goes to the front of the line out. 4th time lucky, yeah, for Munster. 2 minutes to go. Stormers down to 14 men. Once is the call. This is a much better defense here from the Stormers. Craig Casey does use it. Good defense so far, yeah, from Stormers. Right, Munster looking to run phase. They're keeping in the forward so far. The 2 props combining. Joe Strebe wants to go over that ball. Told to leave it. Maybe grab a boot. Munster 5 meters out. Hot net this time. He makes a meter or 2. Ball pops up here. So far, no penalty advantage or anything. So good defense here from the Stormers. Ball available there. It's going to pick up and go. Yeah, they're going to pop it up. They do pop it up to hot net. Well, I tell you what, they want to. I think they want to have a conversation here to the Stormers, and I'm not sure who it is, but I think it's a bit of a lazy runner from the ruck who walks through the middle there and creates the gap. But the try has been awarded. It is a dog boat, but there's somebody here who does very, very well, very intelligently, kind of sort of walks through the gap and also paves the way for him, really, and the Stormers players don't even realize. So look at this over here. You see, I think Stormers players will argue that John Ryan has impeded Ruben van Heerden there, which just stopped, also RJ Smith, who stopped him from really getting an opportunity here. And RJ Smith wants to have a look. And I think what John Ryan does very intelligently does is he goes and shoves RJ Smith, who then forgets to talk about to the referee and decides to go and try and shove him instead. He has the extras. Right, so at half-time, 10 points to 0. A road to, or a water climb for Stormers. And not necessarily out of it. That yellow card is going to affect them a lot, I think. You know, they were looking really good. They just couldn't find points. A bit like the Sharks, really, are guilty of having moments and just not being able to capitalize. So we will see you guys after the break. So make sure you don't go away. Smash like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we will see you guys in just a little bit. In the meantime, we're going to throw you back to the panel that we had on Thursday, and you can listen to what they had to say about all things rugby. back on the fan forum. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Welcome to another edition of Fan Forum on a Thursday night with Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. As you can see, you got myself at the wheel today with the main men as well. We've got Daniel and Rion. How you doing, boys?
Good, thanks.
Yeah,
fantastic. How we doing post World Cup? Are we still on a high? Or are we on that inevitable low? How are we feeling? It was a great game. We just spoke about it before it came on. We hadn't spoken, but how are you guys feeling after the World Cup final?
What final? We just lost in the semi-final to Australia.
I was about to say we've just come off.
Yeah, we can actually talk about that. I don't know about you. I know we just for the rugby. We'll talk about that. We can touch on the cricket later, but let's not let the Protea fire dampen our spirits.
Yeah, no. After the Rugby World Cup, it's been great just basking in the glow of 4 times champs, first ones to do it. I'm going to be honest with you. It's been tough to get into the URC. It just feels like this is beneath us now. We've already won rugby, So, but slowly but surely, the come down will finish, and we'll be back into the club game.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, getting back into the URC after the World Cup's been very, very difficult, because also the games just haven't been that great as well. There's been still a lot of stop starting and low scoring, and but yeah, we'll get into it. We'll obviously get into it, but we'll talk about it. We also got Daniel, the Rugby World Cup as well. I know, as you guys know, as I said, we were going to go out against France. 60 minutes into England game, I thought we were going to be out. I honestly thought the All Blacks had the momentum there in the second half, and I was just waiting for Jordan try to send us out. But yeah, what an incredible run and eventual finale, Dan.
Yeah, I've never been more, to be honest, despite them being the same margin, just three completely different games, right? Like, I think the French one left me in disbelief. I was shocked after that, just not because I didn't think we could win. It was just that type of game where you were on the edge of your seat the entire match. Then I think I went into that depressive mode for the England game for 78 minutes, and Chris, as we live in the UK, knowing what that would have meant for our social interactions around here was just, voice in the back of my head. And then the New Zealand one was just get the job done, and it was also a blur.
You guys wouldn't have seen me if we lost to Mr. Owen Farrell. I would have been way off the spectrum still. I would still be in recovery mode. So thank God for that from my perspective. But yeah, we'll get into the final a bit later, because obviously there's still murmurings coming out of the final, since what decisions were made and how they were made, and Barnsley straight out of retirement into TV shows and talk shows and giving us his feelings. So we'll touch on that a bit later. But yeah. And obviously Rassie, because he's back, he's still there, and in a bigger capacity. So yeah, we'll touch on all that. But yeah, just to recap for us as Box supporters, of course, I'm still in shock, because everything that France has bitched about, England have bitched about, New Zealand have bitched about, is I ultimately really believe one of those games will be on the other side of that, and I don't know how on earth we've escaped. We had these luck of the draws, couple World Cups, and now we've had the luck of the refs but calls. Basically, I know I hate the word luck, but it's been so opposite. The journeys the last 2 World Cups have taken. So, but yeah, let's hit on to the URC, and Ron, we're gonna have to throw it out to you. Your boys, your man have finally got it over the line there against Scarlets. I was watching that game. It was actually quite a fun game to watch. They were behind. Yeah, what do you make of it? It was well played to come out there, get that win, well deserved, eh?
As always, South African teams and their scrum, that's what won it for us. We were, I was actually streaming that game, live streaming it, and it just looked like Lions discipline was the issue. We couldn't keep our discipline. We were giving away penalties constantly. We always looked to me like the better side. We just couldn't get our hands on the ball, and we were on the wrong side of the ref the whole night long. But luckily, right at the end, Sanene Nohamba, he's been so good for us in some of these pressure games, just to come up with the plays that are needed. He seems like a nice little
last year, by the way.
Yeah. Nohamba and Marius Lowe as well, in the centers.
Yeah.
The two of them have just brought, when they're on the park together, you feel like, okay, things, there's always a chance. And then Quan Horn at fullback. I've been keeping an eye on him recently. That man
he
looks
good.
incredible. They were putting up bombs on him all night, and he caught everything. He was never caught alone. He was never turned over. He did some counter-attacking.
Yeah.
When he kicked well. So yeah, it was close. We were fortunate with a little Steph Evans charge down right at the end. But you make your own luck by charging that thing down, working hard, and having a play and support. So it was very nice to have at least one, or well, two of the South African teams winning, because I don't know about the other teams. The Italians apparently are very good at rugby now, Chris.
I haven't put that on my list either, so we'll leave that maybe for later. We'll see. But yeah, no, yeah, it was like you say, Dan. I mean, look, the Lions. We know we have a little back and forth and banter, but the Lions are a great team to watch, and they have got a spirit there. You know, if that was the Sharks, I don't know. I don't think you would have backed the Sharks to come back and have won that game, but the Lions gave it everything. And yeah, no, Humber at 10. Yeah, I know. I've also joked with slightly. He's a little guy, but he's got a massive heart, and I actually do enjoy him. I enjoy that Lions team, and I was rooting for them to win. So it was good to see from them, right? Hey, Daniel.
Yeah, it feels like there's a bit of fire in them now, which is good, because I think that's what Lions used to provide. They always had heart, and they were exciting to watch, and kind of couldn't really write them off on any day. Obviously gone through a bit of a slump, and I think there's like kind of stardom that's scattered around that team, right? And I feel like there are glimpses of it that you're seeing, and it's just about putting it together, because I think if they can keep fit with the right players on the park, they can be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, like Henko van Beek gets a lot of...
I wanted to bring him up. You brought him up. I love him. Yeah.
What a guy. Just when he touches the ball, it's like one of those, you just can't wait for him to see it. But yeah, I'm promising, I mean, to get any South African team getting a win away, and as we've seen this last weekend, doesn't matter who the opposition is a good result. So fair play to them for being a part of that group. Yeah,
and actually, now while we stay on the Lions, I bring it back to you. I've always said, like, I love the way the Lions play. They play a brand of rugby that will win their matches, but there's still maybe 2 or 3 really quality players short for me of maybe going all the way. You agree with that, Rion? And can the Lions, is it still just going to be bringing through the youngsters and trying to keep them, or being closer maybe to the union? Obviously I am. Do you think? Acquisitions aren't the strategy, right?
Yeah, no, I think they really are a team that we keep the cost of salaries as low as we can, and try and build a team, just try and keep a group of players together. Our main thing has always been in recent years is not the front row. The front row has always been good, except at hooker. Since Marks has left, we've really struggled at hooker. I'm sure you've seen the stats as well. Our best hooker is like one of the worst line-out throwers in the competition, PJ Botha. He can carry well. He's a good defender, but if you try and get him to throw anywhere except the front jumper, he's almost at a 30% throwing rate. So our lineouts are a big issue. Yeah, you're not going to launch a lot of attacks with that. And then I've always felt
territory with that type. You're not going to be. It just means you can't go for territory.
Yeah, if you kick it out, you have a 50% chance of not getting your ball back, which was what was happening on Saturday night. We lost so many lineouts again because we couldn't just hit our jumpers. And then our defense it's changing. It seems like on the weekend we were hitting hard and we were double tackling, but last year we were the team that gave up the most meters post contact. Like if we were in defense and a team hit our defenders, we were giving up meters more than any other team in the competition. And you're just not going to, if that's the momentum thing in rugby. If you don't stop someone on the gain line, you're going to struggle every day. So those for me are the 2 big things. We need to sort out our line out throws, and we need to stop teams on the gain line. And that's the gain line stopping was what we were doing against the Scarlets, but we just couldn't capitalize on our lineouts. So for me, those are the 2 main things. The players are there. You've seen them. Ruan Venter, he looks great. Willem Albert.
I love Ruan Venter. Also, as a friend, we saw he's the standout. Him and for me and Henko,
Yeah, Kabakanye, the massive prop, he goes
yeah.
for ages. He
He's
plays
some
70 minutes
athlete,
sometimes.
that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think he'll become a Bok?
10 kilos less of him would, yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think he does need to work. He does need. I mean, he can also eat his cakes with ox, but he does. I think he does need to get a little bit more athletic there. But he's a great character. Great, I like a guy you want to have on the field, right? And just a quick one, Rion. I'm a big Morne Vandenberg fan. So what happens is, now Hamburg going to be the answer at 10? Does that how do you see it? Do you think he'll go back to 9? What do you feel will happen there?
The Lions have been playing a 6-2 split. So I think they've been using Nohamba's versatility so that they can only have 2 guys on the bench. So Jordan Hendricks has been riding the pine. I think he plays maybe as a fullback 10 as well. So
I was convinced he went to the Sharks. Or did I misread something?
No, I thought so as well, but that never happened.
I swear I saw that somewhere, that he went to the Sharks. And then okay, so it didn't happen, right?
It was talking.
Yeah, there was rumors, but he's still there. So I hope that's not a sign that he's maybe not staying for past this season. But I think maybe on the away tour they decided, okay, let's keep him from starting too much. The Lions didn't start the season well, so they were probably like, no, we need a change. Keep him on the bench. We'll bring him on late in the game, and they're running a 6-2 bench.
Right, and we are back in 3 conditions over there in Ireland as Jean-Louis Duplessis gets the things back underway, going down the right-hand side. Stormers trailing Munster by 10 points to none. And Stormers down to 14 men, by the way. The captain didn't even should get a yellow card just before half-time. So, an important about 7-minute period here, I think, for Stormers, whilst they wait to get back to a full contingent. I personally think if Stormers score first, I think they can go on to win this, to be honest. I think they've had some really good moments, like Evan Lewis charging into the 22. Just haven't really been able to capitalise from them. Now, a bit of space in behind, and Flash Bayman Gomazulu, that's a really intelligent kick from the youngster. Pinning Munster back all the way on the 5-metre line. That's what I'm saying. Need more moments like that. But that carry from Evan Lewis was really good. Gets away from one, eventually brought down, but makes good yards. Right, 4-man lineup for Munster. Evan Lewis is down, receiving a bit of treatment. Just getting a bit of ice on his shoulder. Bit of a shares in the bin man tree. That's a horrendous sin bin. Right, 4-man lineup for Munster on the 5-metre line. And they do steal it to Stormers. That's really good work there. Paul DeVet, go to Evan Lewis rather. Turnover ball here. Opportunity now for Stormers. Nice big carry there from RJ Smith. Paul DeVet now going to Steve Satole. Being dragged through by Ruben van Heerden. I think it's actually been Jason Dixon. The ball sort of... Good take there from Joseph Dweber as the ball sort of squirts out on the side. Now Evan Lewis. Solid carry here. Good work here from the Stormers. Steve Satole. Now Ruben van Heerden on the half angle. Has left the ball behind and knocked it forward. They've done that so many times. How many times are they going to knock the ball on in like a vital moment? Can't win a game like that. This is a big interesting call, yeah. So, I suppose Brock Harris comes off for the first scrum. So, Engelbrecht gets sacrificed. They need a tight head. Scrum, yeah, on the 5 meter line, yeah. Scrummed well. So we're interested to see how Brock Harris adds to this now. But Stormers could really use a big shove, yeah. It's very solid though for Munster. Jack O'Donoghue's on the park, by the way, in place of Peter O'Mahony. And that's another bad kick from Jack Crowley. So out as far as the 22. Over the rolling more, yeah, Joseph Drebet. Trey thinks the back. He's going to offer now to Paul DeVet, not getting any go forward ball. They go to Sash Feinberg on Mazulu. He's wrapped up well. These Stormers are really missing Dan Duplessis. You know, Feinberg Mazulu is a really nice player and is a solid 12. I think they're really missing the ability to get over the advantage line. That's a nice carry, though, from Evan Roos, who sat down Ty Burn, which doesn't happen very often. RJ Smith. Solid carry from him. Stormers into 22. Brock Harris now being asked to carry. Spent a lot of time in these parts. That being Europe, by the way, not necessarily. In the URC, a couple of games in the Pro 4, many games in the Pro 14 and Pro 12. That's a really good carry from Ruben van Heerden. He's found a couple of yards. And that's an advantage, I think. Knock-on advantage here. Penalty advantage. Right in front of the poles. Right, decision time. Do they take the points? You're right in front of the poles. You've got 3 minutes or 4 minutes called left on the clock. Offside of the penalty. Do you take the points or do you not? Meanwhile, BitDefender have got a phenomenal early bird Black Friday deal. 60% off on a year subscription from BitDefender. Link in the description. Go and get yourself protected from all sort of cybersecurity threats, as well as a world-class VPN to protect you and all your browsing and sports watching across the world. Link in the description. Go and check it out. It's very, very cool. That's what we got to keeping ourselves safe and keep you safe as well. So make sure you go and check out BitDefender, as well as our other partners, BOYLESPORTS. We've got a fantastic 400% extra on multiples going at the moment. They've got a couple of different promotions running. One is, for example, the URC promotion, where if you bet more than 50 Rand on the URC, as Flash Baming Mazuli slots the penalty, you can get you can win a share of 10,000 Rand in free bets, courtesy of BOYLESPORTS. Both those links are in the description. Go and check them out. And a big shout out to our partners who are helping power the stream. Right, the restart on the left-hand side. Went pretty short here, Munster, and it's a good take in the end from Brock Harris, I think. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think the Stormers have done pretty well to start wearing Munster down. Resulted to see it's a decent kick. Oh, that's a bit of a fumble there from Jack Crowley. A couple of mistakes creeping into the Munster players here. So I'll tell you what, if I'm Stormers, I'm sniffing a little bit of blood. Warwick Lant. Oh, it's a great dummy. Oh, Warwick Lant found a bit of space. He puts in the grabber in behind. And Daly, it's a good tackle on him. Slightly isolated. Back in the 22. So really good work here from the Stormers. Very impressed with how they've started this half. And penalty this time for Munster. Assistant referee making the call. It's against Ben Jason Dixon. Not entirely sure what for. Off his feet is famous on his head. I think it's a bit harsh. I just think he's not particularly big. Right, one to the says, when the box coming back for the Stormers, Dion should play 2. Well, I'm not sure that really solves your line of issues. I we've got some more substitutes coming on here. Right, so it's changing the front row here on Munster. And yeah, I think Ryan and Laumann had a tough time coming to scrums. So I'm not surprised that they've made that decision. It'll be interesting to see how Nedley Bashir and Steve have a go at them when Bashir comes back on. That's another penalty at the maul time for Stormers. So their maul defense really needs a bit of a review here. Conceding a penalty every single time Munster go to the line. And they've relieved a lot of that pressure that they had built up. That's failure in this water. I'm not quite sure what that. Why is it tasting? Why is it salty? It's weird. A bit concerning. Right, so now Munster have been under pressure, march their way onto the Stormers 22. Room van Heerden. Tell you what, if you've gotten that. And Nedley back on, by the way, so I can move that yellow card. Back to full contingent, chap. Oh, almost through there. Goes O'Donoghue. They've got numbers tight. Bird goes himself. There's so many numbers. The Jack Crawley. Craig Casey now. Tyburn. I think he's starting pretty sore. Taking a while to get going is Tyburn. Big kid that coming on Gavin Coombs. The Dogbo wants to pick up and go. No, you see he pops it up. To the replacement tight head prop. Stephen Archer. Good defense from Stormers. Cannot afford to concede. Good tackle there from Nedley for sure, but he managed to spin away from it. Eventually completed. The Dogbo slightly short, and he's landed a bit awkwardly. Billy Engelbrecht's on it with the penalty. Very, very good work there from Billy Engelbrecht. That's a huge moment. That really is a big moment in the context of the game. Yeah, being able to get over into a position of strength, winning that penalty. Very good work there for the number 6. Very important penalty because, yeah, they've had all the momentum so far. They had a really good early start to Stormers. And now Munster were coming back into the game nicely. Dogbo stayed down, a bit injured. So the Munster players are looking a bit sore all of a sudden. So we asked earlier, should Evan Roos play for the Springboks next year? Or will he play for the Springboks next year? And a large majority, well, not going to say large majority, but 64% saying yes, he will. Tyburn limping along as well. So a couple of worried times here for Munster. And I think, as I said, if I'm Stormers, I'm sitting there looking at them going, these guys are not happy. Looking a bit sore, looking a bit slow. And need to start really hammering away at them. John Dobson protecting that head of his with a beanie. Must be quite cold, to be fair. Decent kick there from Sacha Famo and Gomez. Really be interesting to see what the substitutes will look like later. Because Stormers do not... Well, I've got the Peyton Lomicki as well. It's not a 6-2 split yet for the Stormers. Good take there from moving from here and pops it up to Joseph Durber coming around the corner. Joseph Durber wants to go himself. Solid carry from him. All the way back inside their own half Munster after they turn the ball over. Comes forward, I think, over Munster player. There he goes out. So it should be, I think they'll have the option here of the line or the scrum. If I'm the Stormers taking the scrum, very much taking the scrum if they've got that option. Big collision there between the two hookers. Yeah, knock on. They'll have the options here. I want them definitely taking the scrum, which is what they looked like. Taking the scrum, win the penalty, go to the corner, score a try. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Right, so 194 meters being made by so far from Stormers across 52 carries, 142 meters made by Munster across 67 carries. Is only hookers allowed to do lineouts? No, not necessarily. Anybody could, in theory, throw the ball into the lineout. It's just a part of a hooker's job, really. That's solid. Now here comes the second shove here from the Stormers. There it is. Now starting to edge forward here. There's the penalty advantage they've been waiting for all game. That's what they've been waiting for. And now they can kick further on. And that's important, getting that first scrum penalty, because now you're all of a sudden, every single time there's a scrum and you're going forward, which most of them have, the referee is inclined to start rewarding you for that dominance. Yeah, for the corner they go. Johnny du Plessis and Sash Gomzu talking about who's going to take the kick. And that is brilliant from Johnny du Plessis. He's put them on the 5-meter line. This could be a big moment here in the game. Stormers score this, and I feel like they've got a bit of momentum. And they've lost it. Of course they've bloody lost it. I mean, it's actually ridiculous, really. You've almost got to make the change now, just simply to try and sort the lineouts out. But to be fair to them, they lost the lineout. They then managed to hold the Munster player, and they've actually been rewarded with a turnover ball. So it will be a scrum. So silver linings yet. Silver linings. They all have a scrum. In fact, it is Andre Hugo Venter. I take it all back. So Andre Hugo Venter comes on, and the first line he misses. So take everything back about how you need to make a replacement to sort the lines out, because they did make a replacement, and the lineout was just as bad. So the question is now, can they still get that scrum ascendancy with Andre Hugo Venter in the front row instead of Dweber? They do lose a little bit of size. Not quite the same sort of size as Andre Hugo Venter. Not to say small. Evan Lewis picks it up the back, cuts it on the way. He's still short, Evan Lewis. I think he's going to be held up here. Or does he have grounding? No, held up. But a penalty for the Stormers. Once again, scrum time. I'll have another one. I would keep going at the scrum. Maybe tap and go. I wouldn't go to the line, I'll put it that way. I think they've got to look for the scrum here. Could be penalty try on the cards here. Yeah. I mean, the tight head is the captain, so he knows when they've got dominance, and he says, nope, we'll back ourselves. Because that's now 2 scrum penalties in the last 5 minutes, really. So you get a third one. And all of a sudden, as I said, that potentially yet a card could be on the cards. Penalty try could be on the cards here. John Dobson smiling as he watches on. Idogbo has gone off, by the way. He has been replaced by Thomas Ahern. So all the 4 replacements on for Munster. And I think Aketsu Marabe is on as well. RJ Smith's on. Brock Harris has gone back off. So just the 3 replacements so far from the Stormers. Ali from Mark Brock Harris not coming on yet. And why would they right now when you've got 2 props who are dominating proceedings? David Hammond says, cheers talking through the 2 games today, bro. I'm from Connacht, living in Munster, but listening in Ethiopia. We have no Supersport access and the Irish channel blocked. You made it real. Well, thank you very much. Cool to know that we can be of assistance with regards to that. Congratulations on the victory. I'm sure many Sharks fans over here will not be impressed with the team, but yeah, fought hard for that. Right, once again, yeah, Stormers looking to keep that ball in and have a second shove, yeah. Now there comes the second shove. Now penalty advantage there. Pops up to Johnny Duplessis. He's going to go for the Crocs kick towards Leolanzas. And we'll go back for the penalty. Will we see a card? Because that's now the second one. Natalie Bashir will, I'm sure, say take it. I mean, they one big scrum away from a penalty try. Yep, they've called him again. And they know they're being absolutely hammered here to Munster. Very, very aware of this. Yeah, penalty advantage, they're coming in. Right, so big opportunity now. Up again, we have a reset here. Just takes one big scrum here from the Stormers and penalty try. They'll be level with the momentum, I feel. Right, 7 penalties conceded so far from Munster, 8 from the Stormers, and 3 of those are scrum penalties now. You see what I mean by as soon as you get that first one, it becomes a lot easier to start getting consecutive scrum penalties. Right, this one much more solid now. Paul DeVet's going to have to use this. Goes to Faye McGomzulu, steps on the inside. Faye McGomzulu, good carry from him. 2 meters out here. Paul DeVet pops that to Evan Ruiz. It's going to be, oh, as in fact, he might have grounding here, you know. No, held up. Needs to get lower, He's really cocked that up, to be perfectly honest. Like, I don't understand. You've got to be aware now. You've got to be aware that if you get held up, it's turnover ball, you know. So over here, this carry over here, he's so high. And then trying to work his way to try, and then they try to offload, but there's so many players on him. You're just better off there, you know, trying to go down, recycle the ball, keep the momentum, because now all that momentum, all that pressure you've exerted has been relieved with a goal line dropout. And yes, you receive the ball and you can go back on the attack, but I mean, you were on the 5-meter line for the last 7.5 minutes, and now you're back on the 10-meter line. Right, what's that Fame Montgomery's going to do? He's going to try, and no, I mean, that's just so dumb. Drop goal 10 from Sasha Fame Montgomery. Now it's 22 dropout. Now you've lost even more. It's just, come on, guys, think. Just think of it. Wasn't far away, but just, it's tough conditions there, you know. And right, here comes 2 replacements. Hershey Yankees on it, as well as Ali from Mark. So Steve Satoli gives way. Another solid game from him. And Hershey Yankees will be able to try and up the ante here. Here comes Conor Murray, a lot of experience in his boots. Craig Casey's night is done. Conor Murray, an expert at seeing off games. Right, so Munster with ball in hand now. Crowley goes to the boot. Deep from him. Kalat underneath it. Goes himself, pops it up to nearly Bashir. Good hands there for Warwick. Inside ball there from Evan Rose to Andre Hugo Fenter. Gets into the Munster half. Ruben van Heerden making a yard or two. Pick up and go from Evan Rose. Almost through a gap. Johnny Duplessis swinging a bit of space down the left-hand side. Oh, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It won't be a 50-22 because it was carried back. But that's really good work. And Evan Rust now down with cramp. That's not a good sign because they would have liked him probably to go with the 80 with the way he's playing. And they've used all their subs here so far, have Stormers. Great kick from Johnny Duplessis, though. Net is slightly isolated, and Yankees are trying to get over that ball. Even though it's up and okay. Very wary not to try and concede the penalty. That's a really good clearance. That's a brilliant clearance. All the way out towards the halfway line. Very, very good work there from Munster. All right, you get Fenter, goes to Van Heerden. Much better line up there. Duplessis goes to Ruinell. Ruinell spins away from one tackle, but is brought down by Jack Crowley. Now options here, Femi Gomezulu. Ben Loader shows and goes himself, but I think it's Leon Zas. And the ball's been lost forward. And then lost again. Only for Marks come away with it. So 2 turnovers there. But Munster apparently winning that ball there. Available there for Ty Byrne. 17 minutes to go. Stormers need to make something happen, yeah. Conor Murray just chipping it over the head. And it bounces back towards the Stormers. And Kika Maraba goes on a bit of a run. Up to the 10-meter line. Ruben van Heerden pops it to Warwick Lunt. Flat to Evan Lewis. Almost a bit of a juggle from him. Throws one player away, though. Has another go as Evan Lewis. Played really well tonight as Evan Lewis. Looking much more like the player he was a couple of seasons ago. And let's be left behind. But backwards, Ben Loader is very isolated, though. So doing very well to keep that. And then Hershey Yankees hit on the ball. So backwards momentum now for Stormers. Warwick Lunt slipping. And it comes off the boot of a player. So Conor Murray comes away with it. Throws, oh my goodness, this could be trouble city here. It's got to be forward, surely. Well, it's lost forward anyway. Well, it's absolute mental rugby happening there. Right, Clayton Blommick is on for Jean-Luc Duplessis. He'll go into fly half, interestingly enough. A reset, Jeff, on the scrum. Stormers already have time for this. 15 minutes left on the clock. Yeah, I almost feel like they've really thrown this game away. Really feel like they should have won this. They could yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But with the moments they've had, and I wouldn't say the dominance, but they've really, really had moments to win this game and to get at least to get ahead. First scrum, I think, since we've seen the ball's been kicked, the ball's come across to the left-hand side. I think we have a reset here. Yeah. As the clock ticks down, so Munster won't mind this too much. Ball's kicked straight out there by Stormers. There will be a reset. There comes the shove. That's the shove the Stormers are looking for. Big shove. Penalty advantage here. I'm not quite sure what the plan was for that. But they'll go back for the penalty. Pretty terrible cross kick. They're coming from Clayton Blomickies. Another scrum penalty, though. And it looks like this could be a really big avenue into the game here for the Stormers. But they've got to score in the next 5 minutes to give themselves a chance. Right, so Sasha Famigomzu kick towards touch. And he won't find touch. That is absolutely criminal. Why are you looking for so... Just get it into the half. That's so annoying. That's terrible. Terrible. Right, scrum here for Munster. And then you get that ball out because once again it's a good work. Solid carry there. Ball being left behind. The Storm is really running out of time here. All over the top. Slightly ice there. And the ball's come away the side of the Stormers. And Angelo David, who's on for Ben Loader, comes away with it. But deep inside their own half. Pretty good kick there from Hershey, because that should be up towards the halfway line. Very good work there from the number 9. Right, how do they make something happen here to the Stormers? They've got no more draw cards. They've got everybody on the field. That doesn't look very straight. It's been one back on the Stormers' side. Not convinced about that being particularly straight, but when Munster won it back. Alex Kendall now. Back on the left-hand side, go Munster. You think Williams will come back to play 12-15? I think Williams says exactly what they need at 12 right now. Somebody can get over the advantage line. Be a bit of a second playmaker as well if he needs to be, but primarily they just need somebody. They just need a ball carrier in the back line. You go short to O'Donoghue. Crowley sees a bit of space on the left-hand side. Angelo Davis is scrambling a little bit. Has he kept that in? I think he has kept that in. And Tatum Blomke's under a lot of pressure here. There's a long pass out wide towards Watchalong. He's then slipped. Passes it back to Tatum Blomke's. Oh my goodness, they're making an absolute hash of this here, the Stormers. Nobody wanted to kick it. Thankfully, a couple of forwards are back there and they've managed to find their support and secure the ball. And the Irish Yankees will have to kick for touch once again. And this is really good work from us, just keeping Stormers pegged down in their own half. They're not scoring from there, are they? Good work there initially. And I think without that slip from Watchalong, it could have been on to the counter attack, but yeah, just not really the right option. And then a knock on, so it'll be a scrum for Munster. Once again, the more at the point, the clock will just sort of run down here. Seven minutes to go. I mean, it's been a close game, but yeah, it's a nice cigar at this stage for Stormers again. I think we'll be very frustrated at this. I mean, you can say it's an admirable performance, but you've got to find wins here. You know, this is where yeah, free kick for pushing for the balls, and you see that's just sloppy as well. Discipline has been really poor. It's really poor decisions at crucial times, crucial mistakes. Another reset here. And more to the point, the clock just ticks down here for the Stormers. Yeah, another reset here. The Strums are an absolute mess. An absolute mess. They run down 2 minutes on the clock here. Just from a lack of stability. And yeah, very quickly taken out by Gavin Coons, as you'd imagine. Good carry from him, though. Conor Murray fires out wide. There's space out wide here for Munster. Good tackle there for Sash Famagomzu. Up to 22, though. And virtually Yakis came flying through looking for an interception. Which is not up the realms possibility when it comes to him. He is known for it. Just under 4 minutes left. Literally, Stormers would need a intercept try converted and then a kickoff to try and, if they were to try and win this game. Munster, I think, score any more points, and that should be the game for them. Oh, and as they do that, they knock on. It's a horrible knock on as well. So, maybe not quite over just yet. It's pretty poor for Jack Crowley. I just wasn't expecting it at all. Makes his back turn, and just next thing you know, it lands in his hands. So what do you think of the Lions Cheers merging like good old days? No. No. Keep them away from us. We don't need them. We just need more money and a couple of players. I mean, I'm trying to think of who the cheaters would actually make the Lions side. Probably everyone Pino right now. But to be perfectly honest, I think if you combine the squad, I don't think that many cheaters players who would really push a lot of the Lions players. Which sounds very harsh. But, yeah, I think maybe Victor Sekikete could add some nice depth. I think you got Jean Rudolph who could add a bit of depth. Backline-wise, yeah, maybe Daniel Cassender's a decent player, but I think he's gone overseas now. I think he's gone to old Ospreys. Ospreys? Yeah, I think Ospreys. Yeah, they've moved. They've gone to deal with Ospreys. So yeah, I don't think that's really on the cards for us. Plus, no, we've earned our rights. Combine them with the Sharks. I mean, they all go to the Sharks anyway. They are the official Sharks Academy. Another big scrum there to go on the right-hand side. Wide Warwick throws it out to Angelo Davis. What can Angelo Davis find? The touch. That is what he finds, the touch line. He backed himself physically and he got hammered into touch. Not his finest moment, Angelo Davis. Not too sure how many people you are going to smack back at your size, my mate. And I think that is pretty much the game. Jack Crowley with the player of the match. Yeah, I'm not convinced about that. You know, I think it was good. I think it was phenomenal. I thought Kevin Lewis could have been part with the shout. Yeah, actually faced kicked well as Jack Crowley. They disrupt the lineup though, do the Stormers, but it falls back to Munster. It always hasn't it? They've had a very little lack of the bounce at the Stormers tonight. Now a big counter coming from Stormers. Desperation there really from them. Going to the last minute here. So now it's game management here for Munster. And Conor Murray is the master of such situations. Yeah, it's going to go to the boot chest, Conor Murray. Lifts it high in the air, not gone particularly far. It will be contestable, and it falls back to Ben Jason Dixon. So turnover ball. Last roll of the dice here for the Stormers. 30 seconds left to play. They can only draw the match, if anything. Decent carry there from Andre Hugo Fenter. Goes himself instead in Blomikis. Finds a bit of space. Gets a half gap. The Yankees go short to Murabe, who's working really hard there. Goes playing Blomikis. He pops it up to Brock Harris, the veteran. Blomikis decides he wants to go on the left-hand side by himself. It's very isolated. You guys are not fans of passing at the moment. Warwick Lunt trying to step his way into a bit of space. Ben Jason Dixon throws a dummy, goes himself. Goes to Yankees, Ruben van Heerden. They go straight to Evan Ruiz, who's very much being man-marked, and the ball's gone forward, and this will be the end of the game. 4 losses for the South African teams. What a disaster URC weekend this has been. Yep, and Munster have done it. They didn't always look convincing at times. Stormers look good at moments, but you got to take your opportunities. They didn't take the opportunities, and they will leave with a losing bonus point, but not a victory. People, thank you very much. It's been a bit of a long day on the watch along, and thank you. Appreciate your company throughout the day. We will be live once again, obviously, tomorrow morning for the Formula One. So if you're a big Formula One fan, we'll be live on the channel for that. So you can go and join Mark and Reese over there. So this will actually, the stream will actually redirect back there. So you can go and turn your notification on so you get notified when that goes down. So it'd be very cool to see some of you guys show them your support. And yeah, because obviously we need to try and grow the channel, and that's another avenue we're looking at it. People, have a great Saturday evening, and have a great weekend further. If you're watching the cricket final tomorrow, enjoy it. Check out BOYLESPORTS. They've got lots of different promos on the various, on Grand Prix, on the cricket and stuff like that. So lots of doing cool things there. Please do smash the like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll see you guys all next time.